Hello, welcome to the third edition of the Cape Voice. This is Ryan Dagari. Unfortunately, we will not have the scheduled interview with Esteban Delgado today. I was unable to get in contact with him recently. Other than that, I'd like to replace that supposedly great conversation with another great conversation. I'm going to give my opinions on two very hot topics that I really think that a lot of people need to know. So the first one I'd like to get to is about the CDA. A lot of people, even the noobs, the foreigners, not everybody quite knows who these people are. These people are not a political party. They're a political takeover party, which means that they don't care about you, they don't care about the people. They use propaganda and tricks to get you to vote for them. And just don't. They're here to get into our Congress. They want to shape the country how they want. I'm not sure why, because there's not much in for them when they do that. But they might just decide, now, especially now, if they get in, they could try and tax the hell out of us because we finally have a working economy somewhat. But they can just screw us over if they get in. We don't want that. The CDA, there's a difference. There really is a big difference between a regular party and a political takeover party. A regular party has its own goals set out, and it has a set. It wants to get in to help the people. It wants to get in to make the country a better place. Political takeover parties are always in it for the same reason: gold, gold. That's about it. They just want money. And when they get in, they change the taxes to ridiculous heights. That's why they were so high last time, because after the political takeover, they did that. And they take all the money out of the treasury. That's what they do. And then they leave. That's exactly what they do, and that's why I don't want us having to go through that again. So just ignore this party. Imagine like it doesn't exist. Always vote for, the Gold Party or my party. What was the name of it? Oh yeah, the United South Africa Party. Those are the two good parties. There's some other parties that are starting to come up. If you're interested in them, go ahead. But I'd like to talk about another party that I think you should be pretty wary about. Now, this might sound crazy because of who I am. For the past year, I've been somewhat promoting socialism in the e-republic universe. But within the last few months, I've realized that is impossible because I've seen that working in a regular economy is a lot better than working in a socialist economy. I've tried both, and I have to say I enjoyed the capitalist economy a lot more in the game. So I decided that it is actually more profitable for both the country and for the workers. It's even better for the workers because they get more out of it. See, when you're paid more, every time you work, your skill goes up, and as you work, you get paid more, which means you can buy the stuff yourself. The thing about socialist countries, you need to wait for the socialist company to give you the stuff, and a lot of the time they don't give you very nice stuff. They'll give you food. Uh, Usually it's either Q1 or Q2. Not very amazing if you're working in a high quality place. And if you already have a house, there's no real reason for it. But then again, that means I'm not really much of a proletariat. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Socialist Party in this country. Uh, there's a lot of problems with them. First off, um, it's gonna sound weird. A lot of people have known me for a long time, and they won't believe what's coming out of my mouth right now because I'm saying don't vote for the socialists. But the United African Socialist Party, with 7 members, they're not much of a threat right now. But be warned, they are a political takeover party, and technically, even though if I was a true hardcore communist, not socialist, if I was a hardcore communist, I would be joining their party and I would vote for them because that's what I used to stand for. But I realized that having full nationalization is a big mistake. And the thing about these people are, they ran during the congressional election, which was the election that we asked nobody to vote, nobody to run besides our 10 candidates. They ran. They failed, but they ran, and they betrayed the trust of South Africans, and I really don't appreciate that. And then they say they're using these lies. They say that they didn't even run. They're calling United African Party members people who didn't bother with the problem, even though we are. So obviously they aren't intelligent. They are not intelligent. Cyrosky, Cyro, etc., etc. Zyron Elink, all his characters. He says that they're just a bunch of Romanian cocksuckers. So no big deal there. And I guess with the time left, I guess I will just go ahead and look at some of the articles. We got 10 minutes. It's only 6 minutes or so in. So this time, looks like the articles are a lot less popular. There aren't, 200 votes on these ones. Something happened, apparently. The first article on our list is going to be called Welcome to Sol. Sol is an alliance for neutral nations of somewhat. I'm very excited because this is something that I've always wanted us to be a part of. Always. I never want us to be in peace or Atlantis, and when we looked at Atlantis last year, I flipped. Not last year, earlier this year. But I flipped, and I had a pissy fit. But this is great news. We're actually getting into a neutral alliance. It means we're going to have nations who are ready to help us, and it's not peace or Atlantis, and nobody's going to screw with these guys. There's no big threat. But anyway, this article is just them saying, welcome. We're happy to have you here, and I'm happy for them too. Next article is the Ministry of Information. We have a training war, apparently. Now that we're involved with Sol, we get to go into war games, which are basically fake battles. They're battles, and they're staged so that nobody wins. I mean, the defense always wins. And this way, the people who fight in them can gain the experience, gain ranks, without actually having to leave home. Which is great, because we're all going to be allies. When you're allies, you don't have to move nations to fight in battles with your allies. You can just stay home and fight right there. We need to get a weapons market, though. But yeah, he's saying that it will appear at 10:30. That might have already happened by now. But, alright. Sounds good. I might look into that right now. But, right after. But, next one we have is Informing South Africa. Frank Furler, a constructive criticism. I saw this article, and apparently he isn't so happy with some of the taxes. I'm not much of an economist, so I can't really put my biggest opinion on this, but I do invite Harishmont Velos. I will be inviting him to an interview sometime to talk about the taxes. Apparently these taxes are supposed to be good in the short term, but they won't last in the long term. But Frank Furler, do understand that taxes are not permanent. They can be changed at any time, as long as the congressman has a vote. So next month, if we get nice seats, we can change it all over again if we wanted. Alright, and then that moves us on to our last article. We have a minute left, I guess. And quickly on the last article is one by the Socialists. Just ignore it. Seriously. The thing about communes is that they aren't actually better for you than if you just worked regularly. You get your house, they pay for your house, they pay for your food, but they can't pay for it until they actually own one of those companies. And it's never really that good of stuff, and if it is good stuff, you could have gotten it in a lot earlier than otherwise if you were working in there. These people just want to turn this into a socialist paradise like Turkey, so just ignore them. We don't want to be in a PTO nationalist country. It's just not that fun. Trust me on that. Alright, we're out of time. It was fun talking to you. I hope to see you next time. I'm definitely going to have at least some kind of an interview next time. See ya.